Trialz with Scott Wiley.
In fact, Amanda and I, right before the show, we were talking about what's the difference between IT and IS. You don't hear much about IS anymore, right? It was information systems versus information technology, something like that.
I mean, it doesn't really matter at the end of the day, right? It's like, what are your skills? And in technology, do you even need a degree? At the end of the day, maybe in healthcare you do, right? Because they value degrees because they valued it so much with doctors and nurses. And so it kind of carries over. But at the end of the day, if you can do the work, like, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Nice. So you get on this, you're on the journey to IT, right? Looking for something, that connection between business and technology where you don't want to, did you ever do any programming, or was just coding not for you?
Yeah. So fun fact, I actually quit the day job not to be a full-time blogger. I quit it to do a entrepreneurial. I basically had discovered GoFundMe, the model of that, right?
Okay.
Like that, hey, people just want to give money. They don't want to deal with all the other crap, right? Just give my money to the cause that I care about. Right. And so I quit to start that. But of course the blogs were paying my wages, my kids are providing for my family. And so I quit to do that. And so during that first 6 months, I was just programming this application to raise money for high school sports teams and different organizations that, along the same GoFundMe model. The problem is the blogs just kept growing and growing and growing. And then I was like, okay, well, I got reality and I got potential and I got to decide what to do. And eventually I reluctantly shut it down and just went all in on the blogging and of course everything else I've created. Awesome.
And how did that work? If I remember correctly, so, and I don't know if they still use the same nomenclature, but you had, still to this day, folks use Google AdWords to place ads. But then as I remember, it used to be called, maybe it's still called this, Google AdSense. Was it AdSense?
Yeah.
And then they're putting the ads on your blog. Is that how it works?
No, that's how I started, right?
Okay, that's how
I put the
work.
Google AdSense on there, right? And was getting clicks and was making money. I got invited to the very first meeting they ever did, like in person, with Google AdSense people, publishers here in Las Vegas. They came and they're like, this is the first event we've ever done in person with people, because they always did it virtually, right? They're like, they didn't think about it. And so I went to that one because I was doing really well, right? Making ads, and EHR vendors were advertising and they were getting clicks and it was working out well. But yeah, I mean, the problem is it just fell off a cliff, like the pricing and stuff. At least in my niche, it didn't deliver the same results as I could directly. And I got to know all of the companies that I could work with directly. And so I still have some Google ads up there, just, it's somewhat sentimental value, somewhat I just want to see how it's performing as compared to other advertisers. But yeah, I still have it. I think I have the t-shirt too, first ever Google AdSense t-shirt.
Oh, wow. Nice. Epic. So did something happen like that made it fall off like that, or it just was progression of a variety of things?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I think it fell off because if you remember, was it 12 years ago, 15 years ago, something like that? They gave $36 billion of stimulus money for EMR.
Oh, I do remember. Yeah, right on. Yeah, I think it was. Right around 2009 to 2010.
Yeah, it was the RS stimulus package, right? Yeah. When they did that, what is it, $1 trillion, which at the time we're like, we're spending $1 trillion, but now after COVID, we're like, oh, we spent $5 trillion. I guess the trillion was small.
Right. And the other thing about that, it was a double-edged sword because it was great to get folks to adopt, EHR, but I often wonder, was that quick adoption part of the reason why it's so fragmented today? Because one challenge in EHR is everyone's on a different version. And so folks were so quick to adopt before there was any kind of standardization at the time.
Yeah. And I don't think the standardization was the problem. It was the intent of what people thought an EHR would deliver. So people thought it would deliver interoperability and you'd be able to just share data easily between the systems.
Right.
That's not what EHRs were. EHRs were these big billing engines that got people paid quicker. And that's the problem.